So I want to film these black Spanish marble countertops that I have here. These are just tiles that I bought a number of years ago, and this counter that I'm now using in the studio is actually a counter that was in my wife's clothing store, which we've now closed, and I've kept the counter for myself because I made it up. I built this counter by myself. This over here is where the cash register was, so it really did not get many scratches or anything. And as you kind of come over here where clients were attended to, you'll see that the stone gets almost honed. You'll see where I've personally etched a lot of bunch of spots over here. Let me just angle the light there, where when I do all my testing with the vinegar and the lemons and stuff like that. I'm going to do a little test real quick over here for you with a minute, 10 minutes, and half hour with some spots, just so that you can see how quickly this stone etches. A lot of people do not believe me unless I show it to them, but let's do it so that you can see, and then it's a lot more believable. So let's do it. I'm going to put 4 little blobs over here of vinegar. This is my vinegar syringe. Let's go ahead and start that up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, we're going to leave that, and let's get the stopwatch going. All right, let's see what happens after a minute. We're going to do this for a minute, and I'll get right back. Okay, I'm going to film this. You see there's 45 seconds gone over there. I'm going to get a close-up. Can you see how the acid is really just working on that stone, on the calcium carbonate? See how fast it works? Obviously, vinegar is pretty powerful acid, and there we have it. We got 1 minute, and I've done this on the section of the stone that was the shiniest, where there was no etches. So let's just blob that out and see how much of an etch we got over here. So there you have it. Okay, 1 minute flat, and you can see how it continues to work. See all the bubbles? That is a burn that's going on the stone. It's exactly what I teach. It is causing some serious damage to your stone. So 1 minute right there. We'll keep going. We'll take a look at it at 5 minutes, and as it eats away at the stone. Okay, 4.5 minutes, and let's take a look. Look at how it's just eating away at the calcium on the stone and burning it. It literally looks like I've put some Sprite or a soda pop on the counter. Look how it's bubbling over there as it's eating away at the stone. All right, that was the 1 minute right there. Look at that. And you can actually see when I blotched it, just a little bit over the seconds, even etched the edges there. I've obviously never done this on a client's countertop, although people do not believe me. The 5 minutes are up. Let's blotch this one up as well. People don't believe me when I tell them this, and then they go ahead and they purchase marble. The lighter or the white marbles, as you saw in the testing we just got done doing, doesn't show up that easily, but the darker the stone, the more visible. That's 5 minutes. That's pretty deep, and as we let it sit there, it's going to continue to eat. Look at how it continues to bubble right there. All right, and it's eating away at the stone. So again, if somebody tells you that marble is not a problem, it's a dense stone, which it is, even specifically this black marble, not too easy to stain it, but what would you rather have? You know, a granite that once it's permanently sealed will never have any problems like this ever, or a marble that will always give you this type of problem, always. There's no way of getting around it. Okay, so we're right at the 15-minute mark. Let's clean this one up and see what happens. And we can still see the other one's still bubbling away. And see what happens after 15 minutes. So it just, you can actually hear how rough it is. And pretty much what starts happening with these, it just gets rougher. That's smooth, that's a little bit rougher, a lot rougher. I'm sure that after 30 minutes on that one there, it's going to be pretty rough. And you know, again, the acid of the vinegar will just keep eating away at the stone until it dries up, or like you saw in the other video from the other samples we did, it'll just crust up and evaporate and as it eats away at the stone. Okay, so I've just gone over 30 minutes here, 30 and a half minutes. Let's do the close-up again. As you can see, still fizzing away. All right, try to get a close-up on that, but this will continue to fizz. Look at the other sides. All right, if you remember the one that we cleaned up, you know, really gets nice and bright over there because of how much it ate away at the stone. So 30 minutes, 31 minutes to be exact, and let's see what happened. All right, so can actually feel that as well. Obviously you can't, but extremely rough. Let's try to get the microphone. Actually, you can see it as it's almost like a nail file. All right, see that? It's so rough. I can file my nails right on there. Can't say it enough. If you get this type of stone, that is what you can expect. After that dries up, look how nice and bright that 30-minute etch is. It really stands out. 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15, 30 minutes. Okay.